Hey beauties, it's Riri. Today's video I'm going to be demoing and doing a look with the Spoiled Cosmetics Pumpkin Palette. I recently did a haul and an unboxing for you guys and asked if you guys wanted to see a swatch party or some looks with some of the palettes. And because I am such a fan of spooky season, I decided to go ahead and play with this particular palette today. I'm going to do swatches. I will swatch the entire palette for y'all. And then I'm also going to do 2 looks. These videos tend to be a little bit longer, so y'all know what I say. If it gets a little bit too long for you, grab your tacos and tequila, your milk and cookies, Doritos, Cheetos, Fritos, whatever's your pleasure, and sit back and relax and enjoy the show. I appreciate you being here. I'm quickly just going to dive in. We are ready to go. There will be a giveaway, so pay attention for that as well. We have our wipes ready, brushes set out, all the things. So I'm going to go right here. This one is very kind of like mushy slash like putty like. You can see it's really kind of moving as I am touching it. And it is more of those like flaked or like gel glitter type formulas. We will definitely see how that kind of translates. I think I'm going to try to use this as a highlighter. So that is that shade. And then I'm going to work from here, across, so on and so forth. I have had one previous palette from Spoiled Cosmetics and I thought that it was great quality and I really did enjoy it. These right here, they feel very, very nice. They feel very soft and very smooth. And I like that I actually didn't realize this was like more of a sequin type shade. I guess it's kind of metallic-y. To me, it's more of a sequin where I feel like when it kind of blends out, it's not like super fulled or anything like that, but that is incredibly beautiful. Like even these 4 shades together, they would make a beautiful like cohesive look. Then we'll go here. That feels very smooth. These are not quite as pigmented as maybe some other brands, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that at all. And I do feel like just because I have kind of a certain affection for very special shimmery glimmery type shades, these do not pack a punch in terms of like the shimmer formula in the way that some of the other brands that I like do. I just realized I didn't swatch the other ones on my actual hand. Sorry, you guys. Hopefully this is still helpful to you guys though. And at my time of filming, I'm hopefully going to have this up soon for you guys. I'm a little bit behind. I have not been feeling the best. I have been having a lot of migraines and stuff recently, so yeah, I'm a little behind. But at the time of filming this, this is on sale for $10, and I always use, if I make purchases through them, I use the code AISLIN, AISLINN. She doesn't know I exist. They don't know I exist. I bought this with my own money. I'm just noting that for y'all. But I have found that they are not quite as punchy and quite as pigmented, but you can still reach a good level of pigmentation. I found that they blended out really well. I just feel like with the shimmer formula, and you know, obviously I haven't put these on my eyes yet. In the previous palette, they're beautiful. They do what they're supposed to do. They're just not all the bells and whistles that I'm used to. And I say this all the time, it doesn't always have to be. I love shades like this, that beautiful kind of like periwinkle type shade. And that would go beautifully with this beautiful teal. Of course, y'all know I love my greens. I love warm tones. So yeah, I feel like this palette kind of runs a gamut as far as everything that I'm kind of looking for like a more colorful color story and or leaning into fall slash spooky season. Yeah, these definitely feel very, very smooth. Yeah, the shimmer formula is just, in my opinion, just slightly lacking. They feel more of just kind of a standard satin, if you will. I am also going to note too, though, like I obviously take into consideration like the price point and stuff. Like some of these like wham bam in your face shades that I'm referring to, y'all, I have paid upwards of $25 for one shade before. Okay, so getting something like this for $10 and it still being really good quality, I'll take it. And then our last 4. Okay, that is a true kind of more textured glitter. This one is more of like those gelled glitters where they kind of stay in place. Oh, that's beautiful. And this one right here, I believe is a multi-chrome. Yeah, that's kind of that true like reddy browned into like a tealy blue shade, which those are some of my favorite duo like multi-chrome type shades. I will say that like the duochrome shifts and everything are really, really stunning and very apparent, and that glitter, you guys, is beautiful. And a lot of times with, you know, with glitters, if you've been here with me for a very long time, you know, I'm not always a fan of glitters or anything that I feel like is too chunky or textured or can get into my eyes or anything like that. I'm feeling like these are going to be very similar to the Mandy makeup ones, where they really do stay in place and you're not going to get, you know, like a lot of fallout and stuff like that. Kind of once you put them where you want them, they're going to stay till you're ready for them to come off. So I'm hoping that is the case. All right, so those are the swatches. And normally I do not plan, but I did kind of, I don't know exactly what I'm doing, but I did kind of plan for today. I think I'm going to go in and do an orangey look so that maybe we can test out like the glitter, and then I want to put this on the orange side as my highlight, and then I want to do a purple look because I want to use this one right here. So I'm going to do an orange look and a purple look. Let me pin my hair back. I'm going in with my Alter Ego eyeshadow base. It is my favorite of all time. I did purchase this myself, but they do send me PR from time to time. They sent me one of these with a palette. I panned it and I loved it so much that I bought 2 of them. It's great. It's my all-time favorite. I still do gravitate towards and would also repurchase my ABH eye primer. You know, if you know, you know, that's my old school standby. I swear by that still. I think it's beautiful, but there's just something about the texture of this and just the way that makeup and stuff sits on top of it. I think it's fantastic, and it's literally, I think, like $6 or $8. Like, it's incredibly affordable, and y'all know I'm all about affordability, y'all. All right, let me see. Like I said, I kind of planned, but I kind of didn't plan. I think I'm gonna go into like the Ready shade first and kind of keep that pretty low. And this to me is more of like kind of like a raspberry red. Like you can see there's kind of like a pinkiness to it, which I like because it's gonna blend really well with like the pinks and purples in here. And again, not like crazy intense pigment, but I am getting pan color and there is pigment there. And in saying that too, I do feel like they blend out incredibly easily, you guys. And then I'm gonna feather the edges. You could also do whatever I'm doing today, whatever I'm doing with this look in terms of going like dark to light, you can do the exact same thing working light to dark. So again, you can see it's kind of gearing more towards like leaning a little bit more pinky. My only thing is, because it's leaning slightly more pink, I don't know now if I should just go make this one the purple eye. And then with the orange, maybe going with like these. I think I am gonna do that, you guys, but I don't know tonally if the purple and pink are that much different from this. Like, overall speaking, it's more kind of mid to deep tone. There's not really a lot of like super, super dark shades. There's not a bunch of like super pastel shades or anything. I think I'll do the purple. And same thing, I'm gonna kind of press it into place. Okay, wow, that is crazy pigmented. Ooh, that's beautiful. Yeah, tonally they're kind of the same, which there's nothing wrong with that. I just generally like to have something to kind of build out and I just like to have things that I can blend out the shadows with. But that's okay. You know, if we're gearing towards like spooky season vibes, I'm okay with just depth on depth. I don't mind that. So again, kind of stamping it in place, and then I'm gonna do tiny little feathery strokes. I mean, you can see it blends really easily. And what I mean by that is like, as I'm kind of blending the edges here, there's a definite, you know, gradation there. I'm gonna go back into the red with this brush and really pack it. That's another good tip too, you guys. There's nothing wrong with like trying to, you know, use different brushes, different techniques, you know, using a stamping method, using a more firm brush, using a more loose brush, holding your brush further up or further down. I actually really like this. I'm satisfied here. I'm gonna go with the pink lightly though. And again, kind of just tap it in place, because I don't want to lose the purple, and I feel like I kind of am already. And I do want to bring that pink kind of all the way in. Let me switch back over to that original brush. I'm going to tap it off. I always keep a towel right here. And see if I can kind of get a lesser amount of that pink, where it's just kind of blending everything in place. Yeah, tonally, and this could, you know, also be on me, tonally they're very similar. I probably should have made different choices because it kind of all, like I said, looks fairly similar. I definitely want to use the glitter. I think I'm going to put this all over. Let me do some glitter primer though, as I usually do. This is from Gourmande Girls. I bought this myself. As you can see, I've used the heck out of it. It is my favorite glitter primer of all time. And I do have an affiliated code with her. It is RERE10 for 10% off. I love the texture of it. It's very thin, very serum-like. It does not disrupt the mattes underneath or anything like that. And it's like tacky enough that you feel the grip, but it's not so sticky that certain shadows you lay on top of it kind of gunk up. If you've experienced that, then you know what I'm talking about. I think I'm gonna go here using just my pinky. And this is just probably gonna be a little darker than I anticipated, but I do want to put this on the inner part and kind of walk it up some. Ooh, that is very pretty. Now, as much as this is not like the craziest, most intense thing I've ever seen, it's still incredibly beautiful. I am going to pick up some of this, and I'm going to kind of lean down. My mirror is right here because I do not want to risk that falling in my eye. And I kind of tap the bulk of it off, and then I'm going to press and then like kind of walk my finger across. So I'm pressing and releasing. Okay, I'm trying to pick up a little bit more. I feel like it's getting very messy. So again, putting it in place and kind of walking it across. Maybe not the best choice. I don't think I like this, but that's okay. That's on me for picking what I picked. Alright. Yeah, I feel like I would like this more, honestly, probably on my face versus on my eye. We'll see kind of what happens. As long as it kind of sticks in place and doesn't like go everywhere, then I'm still okay with it. I feel like I need something else here. And I kind of missed putting a little bit of shimmer here. So let me try to add some in there. Oh yeah. I'm gonna grab a little flimsy, teeny tiny brush and go back into that shade and use that as my inner corner shade and kind of flick it up. All right, y'all, I'm not mad at it. I just feel like it all looks like one thing. I think I'm gonna test out the more blacky shade and put that on the lower lash line. It's honestly more of like a deep dark gray. I don't feel like it's like the most intense black I've ever seen in my life. I'm gonna kind of pop that up here as well, just because I do feel like I need some depth here. All right, you know what? That's really beautiful. I think adding that gave me the little bit of depth that I was looking for, and it made it a little bit more cohesive. Yeah, this stuff's kind of coming off and kind of going everywhere. I don't know how I feel about that, or maybe that's honestly, maybe that's on me because maybe it didn't need a base underneath it. All right, pretty and impactful, but we'll see. Okay, on this eye, now that this eye is gonna be the orange eye, I actually think I'm gonna go here first. Let me tap off this brush. And I'm gonna start off with my inner corner shade. All right, I'm feeling like that's probably going to be one that I'm going to want to use my finger with instead. It feels quite hard pressed in here as well. And I also didn't put down a glitter base yet, so that might also be what's happening. And I feel like this shade in comparison to like those, like this looks stunning. I just feel like this one does not have quite as much pigment to it, and or it's just pressed a little too firm in my opinione. But I don't mind it, and it's fine. And I like to do this sometimes, like if you are somebody that maybe have a little bit of trouble blending out your mattes and stuff, that's a really easy kind of rule of thumb. If you place this down, now as I have like a little bit of sparkle on my eye, on my lid, and it's gonna kind of get into my brush. And the reason that I do like sequin shades, and I know a lot of people don't, is because I do feel like they're incredibly easy to blend. Okay, that orange packs a punch. That is beautiful. And it's almost like a neon-y orange, so even better. That's stunning. Ooh. I'm so excited, you guys. Like, I know a lot of people hate cold weather. I respect it. Okay, I respect however you feel. But I prefer cold weather, even though it does hurt my body and stuff a little bit more. There is something about, more specifically fall time, that I just thrive. You guys, it is my favorite freaking time of the year. You know, of course, the holidays and stuff are too, but I am a spooky season babe through and through. I love all the spooky, ooky, gory, the weird, the kooky, like, give it all to me, okay? All right, I am actually having a little bit of an easier time over here. Maybe because I feel like they're different enough. And not that that's not beautiful, like in person, this looks insanely beautiful. I do really kind of want to push this up towards the brow. I do tend to go a little bit more kind of bold, a little bit more, you know, kind of dark and stuff like that in the like fall and winter months. That's just something that I love to do. I'm going to stay in this teeny tiny brush. Ooh, I love the tone of this orange. That's beautiful. I also really like that, I mean, we tend to become, I feel like for most of us anyway, if you are, you know, a Halloween fan, a spooky season babe, things like that, I feel like that's kind of something that really sparks like creativity for a lot of us, is, you know, being able to do something that's not kind of our norm or our everyday look, if you will. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. Again, I'm wishing that there was like some lighter, like pastel type shades, but I'm not mad at it. It's doing what I needed to do, y'all. Ooh, okay. Yeah, I'm not mad at that at all. Okay, so I kind of erased that shimmer shade that I put down. So I actually think I'm gonna put a little bit of the glitter glue on and go into that actual glitter shade. Oh, that is beautiful, y'all. Oh yeah. That is gorgeous. And yes, I can feel the actual texture of it. So, you know, I would still say to just be a little bit more cautious. I mean, anytime you're working with anything around your eye, like, let's just be real, we should all be very careful. All right, definitely getting some fallout. But I don't mind that. And I say this all the time, like, look, if I get fallout on my face and stuff, y'all, I pretend like I meant to do it, okay? Okay, you know what? I was a little nervous. This is definitely a little more kind of dark and vampy and sultry than I kind of originally anticipated, but I like it. And that glitter is staying in place. It's not kind of falling all over the place. I do have a little bit of fallout on my face, but I think that's just from that shadow that I used. And then we have a little bit of fallout over here. So I think I'm done here. We'll figure out blush and stuff and kind of what else we're gonna do to kind of zhuzh the looks. Overall, just based on like my experience with the first palette that I had and these, I just wish that this palette had either something very, very dark or very, very light in terms of kind of like this side of the palette. Just because I feel like I'm missing that. I feel like I need a little something different. I'm going to go like right here. This may not look good. Oh yeah, it does. I like to have something at the brow bone. I know that's not for everybody, but guess what? I'm not for everybody either, and it's just fine. I want to pick up a little bit more of that shade. Yeah. Overall, though, I feel like they do perform well, and that's a personal preference in terms of me saying, oh, I wish it had this or had that in it. I am a fan of a palette going very light to very dark. I like beautiful, like iridescent inner corner type shades. As you can see, I did get a beautiful gradient nonetheless. And again, like I said, they're not like the most intensely richly pigmented, but I think specifically for beginners, I think it's an easy to work with formula, and that's also important to me. Let me figure out blushes and all that kind of stuff, and we'll come back and finish up the face. All right, I have picked out all my blushes and accoutrements, if you will. I'm going to go in on this side with the Huda Beauty blush in Strawberry Cream. It's part of like the little minis collection. And then on this side over here, I'm going in with the Smashbox Hot Sticks in the shade Hi-Fi Heat, I think is what it says. Sorry, I don't have my glasses on. And then for eyeliner on this side, I'm using the LA Girl Shockwave Neon Eyeliner in Electric. I just feel like the blue would make it really pop and kind of go with like that beautiful teal. On this eye, I'm going to be going in with the Illuminati liner in the shade. I have no idea, and I threw away the box. But it's one of the ones that I got in my Ice Cream Beauty box. My mascara is going to be the Too Faced Ribbon Wrapped Lash Gifted. This was also gifted. The lips are the Too Faced Lip Injection Espresso Shot Liner. And then this little Clarins Lip Oil, just to keep it a little bit more kind of subdued, if you will. And then I'm going to bronze up with some Charlotte Tilbury once I'm done with the cream products. I'm going to be quiet and speed this portion up. And here are the two looks I did using the Spoiled Cosmetics Pumpkin Palette. And overall, I have to say I really, really enjoy the quality of their products. I definitely think, especially if you're a beginner, I mean, I'm not a beginner, but I love the looks. This right here did get slightly, as you can see, like it didn't stick all the way there. I probably should not have used the sticky primer there. So note that that's on me, not on the product, because since I put it in place, it's not like falling into my face or anything like that. This glitter is absolutely stunning. The face glitter, or the glitter that I put on my face, is also not budging or anything like that. It has completely dried down. It doesn't feel like wet or tacky. So I just think for me, I probably should not have, with them having like a mixing medium in there or a gel or whatever it may be, I didn't need to put that obviously on my lid, the glitter primer. But yeah, I think they're very easy to blend. They're easy to work with. I feel like they layer and build and stuff like that beautifully together. Yeah, I love both looks. I'd love to know which eye look is your favorite. And comment in the comments what look is your favorite for the chance to win this palette. I'll throw in a couple of extra goodies as well. And all the deets and everything are always in the description box. Please make sure you're mindful. Please make sure you go and read all the directions for the giveaway. They're super easy to enter. And good luck to you guys. Thank y'all so much for joining. I really do appreciate it. I definitely think if you've been on the fence, I think they're worth trying. I really think they have some really good quality products. Yeah, and I actually just placed another order and I'm getting their foundation sampler, so I'll come back and also demo that for you guys and kind of give you my thoughts on that. But yeah, overall, I love both looks a whole lot. I'm normally a warm tone gal, and normally I would gravitate towards this eye. There's something so beautiful and just kind of smoky and vampy about this particular eye look. I think it's absolutely stunning. Yeah, that's it. Thank you guys so much for joining. I'm on the road to 10,000 subscribers this year. I guess I could take these out. So if you do see this and you're not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing and give the video a thumbs up. There's also a join button that you can click to become a channel member for some exclusive perks. I love you all. Stay happy, healthy, and safe. And of course, be your own best beautiful. Bye, beauties. Good luck.